and welcome to More the Podcast, a Youth of Christ International podcast. My name is Martin Ainsworth, and I'm really sorry to say, yet again, I am your host. I have no idea which episode number this one is. I'm going to go with, I think, 16. I'm looking at Sam, slightly off camera, and she agrees with me. This is episode number 16. And I think I'm going to say that I've got my second special guest. And the reason I say special guest is because this person does a lot behind the scenes that you'll probably never, ever know about. And this person, whose name I keep getting wrong, is Shane.
Hello, my name's Shane.
I keep calling you Sean.
I'll answer to both,
Okay.
just for you.
Just for me.
Just for you.
Though, yeah, I'll take that as a win. We did have a conversation a few minutes ago in the third person, which was quite entertaining for me. So Shane.
Yes.
You have a very intriguing role, I think.
Only if you like finances.
Yeah, but we were talking to Emily a little while ago.
Okay.
And I personally think that the people that help sort out the finances become very popular very quickly.
They do.
They do.
People want their money.
People want their money. So, Shane, what do you actually do?
Mainly, I work with Foundations for the Nations, but I'm on YFC staff, and I help distribute the FFTN grants that are given to each nation. It's just a form of tracking so that we just don't leave funds out there unspent, really.
Fantastic. And Foundation for the Nation is led by an amazing team of people who, I have to say, are gifted in the most amazing way. John Duncan, who leads it, I do not know anybody in the organization who can fundraise quite like he can.
He does a wonderful job. He's fun to work with too, and like you said, remembers everybody's name. So I don't know how he does it.
No, we were just having a conversation earlier on where if you meet John just once and you tell him the names of any of your family members, the next time you see him, regardless as to the passage of time, he will ask by name after each of those members of the team.
He does.
Or the family, not the team, the family.
He does. So
you must come across some unusual and amazing things that happen within Foundation for the Nations. So have you got like an interesting, funny kind of story that you could share?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's okay.
The good thing, like the cool thing is I get to hear about the projects that are going on around the world and how Christ is changing lives through all these people and through these projects. And it's because of this foundation that these nations can even do these projects.
Yeah.
And so that's the fun part, is just hearing what is happening all over the world.
So you must get a real, I suppose, a passive sense of the impact that is being made in different places because of the way that the funds are going and just some of the projects that are being applied for.
Yes, yeah, and that's the other thing we're trying to improve on, is just getting more regular updates so that we can pass those on to the donors who are given, so that they are encouraged and maybe give more. So I mean that's really the other part of this too, is just more processed on getting regular updates and passing those along so we can keep it going. Yeah.
It's really interesting you say that because I was involved a little while ago. John got in touch with me and said, hey, could you help us? We'd like to send out a thank you video. And I'm like, sure. And he says, so we've got in touch with people, asking them to say thank you and to pass those videos on. They send them to me. And I got a bunch of videos where people were just like, thank you. And that was pretty much it. And so I got in touch with, we were like, how do we encourage people, so we giving more instructions, like, could you mention the project, what's been done and things like that. So
yeah, more specifics, right? Yeah.
So that's the biggest challenge, is because people are very forthcoming with information when they want to apply for the grants.
Right.
And they're very excited when they get the money. Really interesting.
But then life gets busy. They start implementing and they forget, we need to say thank you, Just give updates to share what Christ is doing.
And that's
so, yeah. Exactly. And so we understand that. And so that through this process, we're trying to make it easier so that when they request the funds, they give the updates. And so that we're just more aware and we can get more timely updates to everybody.
And the process of applying, I understand that you guys work quite hard to make sure that anybody that applies for money is worthy of getting the money, but has taken into account all the elements that are needed to put a project together.
That's true, because a lot of these people are used to doing ministry, but maybe not building a building. So that's why I come in with my experience as a project manager in aviation and bringing that to them and being like, have you thought of these different steps? And can we break this project down into little more manageable chunks so that they can do a little bit at a time as we go, so that more guaranteed that it's going to be accomplished.
And that's the thing. It's and it sounds like you find this a lot, that skills that are in professional world, project management, scalability, working through a process and a timeline. Do you often see that completely missing within Youth for Christ because there are a bunch of youth workers working on stuff?
I think detailed ones that they can actually follow, I do see that missing. They can give basic points like, hey, we want to hit this around here or something like that, but then they don't really come up with the plan on how to make sure they hit those goals as they go along. So, So we're working with them on that.
Interesting. So if you could give your 5 top tips onto how to correctly structure a project.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Is that a tough one?
It's a very tough one because it's all over the world, and other places function a lot different than they do here in the U.S. You got to accomplish these things before you can even do certain things.
Yep.
And over there, other places, Africa, for instance, it's just different. So as I get more experience around the world, I might be able to answer that question. But right now, I really can't. We're still developing it so that we can help them.
Yeah. It was kind of a trick question because I actually knew that it was a question that you wouldn't be able to answer. So I kind of purposely tricked you into that, but it is interesting. I'm the same. I travel and see a lot of these nations. I see where the grants and the money has made a difference. Mm-hmm. And try and train these people into how to tell a story better and things like that. But I often find whoever shows even a slight bit of interest in media, same with project management or putting something together, they are suddenly the expert. They are the one that has to put everything together.
Right.
And like you say, it's different roles in different countries. We're very fortunate here in the States, the same in England, that we don't have to worry about greasing the wheels to make things happen, which in some countries is just part and parcel of the way that they do things.
It is.
And it's quite hard to put that on a grant application to have a surplus, because there might need to be some money that goes in different directions.
Very true. Very true.
So what does the future look like for you? How do you see your role changing over kind of like this next year?
Right. I see it. YFC has lots of different types of projects that don't just get funded by FFTN. So
right.
We see the role kind of expanding into pioneering nations and starting and helping them come up with plans and develop plans and the distribution of funds to them pioneer new locations, and then also into other special projects that other people want to give to. So we've had a lot of donors give to like Ukraine, and so it'll just be getting involved there to make sure what they plan can happen. So that's where we see it going.
Interesting. The ask that they're actually putting forward is actually achievable and possible.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is.
And your professional background, I mean, you've touched on that. So you're a project management and aviation engineer, did I hear?
Yes. I'm currently an aviation engineer still, actually. I do that part-time.
Right.
And before that, I was an install team lead. So it's where you remove old equipment and install new equipment on private and corporate jets.
Wow. I mean, that's a proper grown-up job.
It is.
Excellent. So as we draw to close, do you have any final words of wisdom that you want to share with anybody who's going to be applying to Foundation for the Nation for a grant?
Yes, I want them to know I'm not the no person on getting funds.
Excellent.
I'm here to help them to make their projects complete. and to the best of their ability. And so it's really just working alongside them so that we can make sure the project works, but then also that the donors are hearing what they're doing with their funds. And that way we can get more engagement that way and hopefully continue to increase the partners that want to give to YFCI.
Fantastic. Shane, not Sean.
Correct.
Thank you so much for spending the time and sharing some of your wisdom with us. And I look forward to grilling some of your colleagues and then talking to you again in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, everybody. So thank you for listening. Bye for now. And look forward to seeing you in the next episode.